somewhat dull and aimless. Castmember Jonathan Frakes returns as director for this science fiction movie, which was released in December of 1998. The ninth Star Trek film came just shy of doubling its $58 million budget. But given its unimpressive scope, you have to wonder where all that money was spent, especially since most of the sets, costumes, and props were redressed or reused from earlier productions. When Starfleet conspires to forcibly relocate the peaceful inhabitants of a Fountain of Youth-like planet, the crew of the Enterprise defy orders to defend them. Taken at face value, their defiant White Knight actions seem honorable, but later we learn the truth. If the Federation can relocate this tiny village of 600 people, they can drastically lengthen the lifespan for entire civilizations. Maybe I'm missing something, but wasn't it this very franchise that famously said, "The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few"? As a result of this fundamental contradiction, the reasoning from the bad guy is actually more convincing than the reasoning of the good guy. It is a fatal misstep for the PG-rated film. This central conflict takes nearly 40 minutes to develop, with Insurrection just ambling along like a Hardy Boys mystery. The plotting pace invites closer scrutiny of the 103-minute movie too, which is where the narrative begins to fall apart. Like, why was the giant hollow ship cloaked inside a nearby lake if the village was just going to be transported onto it anyway?
Why would the Federation or the Sona wish to move the Baku?
I don't know.
Patrick Stewart leads the TNG cast in their third outing. Brent Spiner goes for a swim, LeVar Burton finally gets his eyes fixed, Michael Dorn is shamelessly reincorporated, Marina Sirtis and Gates McFadden compare breast firmness, while Frakes shaves his beard. Unlike the cast of the original series, this group actually gets better looking with age, especially Stewart, who seems to be benefiting from the fictional age-defying magic in this film. He has a tender romance with a quiet and wise 300-year-old villager played by Donna Murphy. The two share convincing chemistry, even if their short relationship culminates with a tender embrace as time inexplicably freezes around them. That said, Patrick just isn't suited for these romantic moments. It honestly feels like watching your parents make out. Meanwhile, F. Murray Abraham plays the villain, a selfish but pragmatic alien who combats his advanced age with hideous facial stretching. Working as his secret ally is Anthony Zerbe as the double-crossing admiral, a twist that was obvious from the word go. The small society of warp-capable humanoids the Enterprise attempts to protect have chosen to reject technology, explaining, "We believe that when you create a machine to do the work of a man, you take something away from the man." This mentality makes them one of the more interesting species in Star Trek, which is why it's a damn shame they weren't given any personality to go with it. Instead, they're dressed up like Mennonites on holiday in the south of France. Spiner's frequent one-liners, often delivered with a sly hint of rebellious attitude, feel inauthentic, existing only as clumsy fan service. On the plus side, however, this cringeworthy dialogue is immediately followed by some legitimately exciting and well-structured action sequences. A hilltop escape from incoming combat drones is particularly well done. But Stewart and Abraham's final fight on board an orbiting harvester ship is poorly choreographed and anticlimactic. And what's with all the blue backgrounds? Did Paramount run out of money in their chroma key budget? It's not that hard, fellas. Jerry Goldsmith's familiar leitmotifs return, this time with some leisurely flutes thrown in to fit the more laid-back mood of the film. This more casual approach foregoes the use of a traditional captain's log narration or any scene mentioning Earth. The result is a Trek film that feels unbound by consequence or familiarity, and not in a good way. Fans of this series will enjoy this, thanks to strong character moments and competent second-act tension, but as a standalone sci-fi film, it just isn't that interesting. But let's see what you wrote. Calling it bland and disappointing, you definitely didn't like this one, rating it a 3 out of 10. For me, Star Trek Insurrection is an easygoing adventure without a compelling narrative, but remains an alright film. That does it for this individual excerpt, but if you'd like to watch full episodes of Movie Night and submit your own reviews to be included on the show, please visit the Jogwheel YouTube channel. My name is Jonathan Paula, thanks for watching, and have a good movie night.